analytics, production, and current status. We put them into 4 groups with no rankings or seeds, random groups, and after your votes are tallied, the top 2 receivers from each of these 4 groups will advance to the Elite 8 tomorrow. We do want to say Tyreek Hill, with his status unknown for next year, not included in this 16. So Chiefs fans, bear with us. We're waiting to see. Of course, Tyreek is one of the most talented players, but we want to see if he's on a roster 2019 as we go forward. So let's get right to it. The 4 receivers in Group 1.
Let's go.
You got to pick 2 of these. Julio, Cooks, Keenan. That's a loaded group.
This is a gauntlet.
That is a loaded group.
Is this the Final Four?
This looks like the group of death. Mike Rob, what do you got? Give us a thought on someone.
Mike Thomas was in here.
Kentucky, Duke, Kansas, Carolina.
I'm going to talk about Julio Jones, but, man, I love Keenan Allen. I mean, that group was amazing.
Only 2.
See, I love Brandon Cooks.
Only 2. I'm going to go with Julio Jones and Keenan Allen, but I'm going to talk about Julio Jones right now. I mean, last year, what did he have? 1,677 receiving yards, led the league in yards, throw the ball up. How many times do we see Matt Ryan underthrow this guy? I mean, because you just can't get the ball to him. He blocks like nobody else in the National Football League on run plays, all those things. And just as you see right here, he's a big, strong, physical guy, gets the ball in the end zone. They finally got him in the end zone a little bit last year. I don't think he has the best hands in the National Football League. I don't even think he has natural hands. I think he has to work on that. We can talk about that another time. But, yes, Keenan Allen, Julio Jones are my 2 in that group.
That's not easy.
Group 2. Let's check out Group 2, because that is hard. Group 2, DeAndre Hopkins. Adam Thielen.
This is hard, too.
T.Y. Hilton. And Devontae Adams.
I know my 2.
Okay, you've been saying it for a while. D-Hop is the best in the game. Tell us why you think DeAndre Hopkins deserves to advance.
The second spot, I won't even touch. Out of all those guys, Thielen, T.Y., Adams, I'm fine with all of them. I am. But Hop, to me, should win this entire thing. I mean, I feel like he's been getting a lot of love lately over the past 2 seasons. Why, I think? People want to say, because he's Deshaun Watson there. But I think he's only getting love because now people are excited about the Texans more because of Deshaun Watson. Because the thing about so many of the great wide receivers, Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, of course, Steve Young, Michael Irvin had Troy Aikman, Antonio Brown had Big Ben. DeAndre Hopkins did this with quarterbacks that were not the greats. They were not tied. He was not tied to one of the most electric quarterbacks until very recently, and he's still really young. So the fact that he produced in his career, no matter who was throwing him the ball, I'm talking Hoyer, Mallett, Yates, Brandon Weeden, that to me shows how incredible he's been. It's like being in on a show or a band before they make it big, before a show gets the prime time
indie band.
Yes, the indie band. I sort of feel that way, but it's not because the show got better. It's because it just got more love in general, because DeAndre Hopkins has been doing it year in, year out. He's top 5 in everything, so I think he should win.
Yeah, I watched Nurse Jackie from the pilot. I was
Jackie.
You know,
That's how I feel about
DeAndre should, and I'm sure will, advance. The other 3 in that group are fascinating. Because T.Y. Hilton, if you take him just against the Texans, he's Jerry Rice. He's unbelievable. He owns them. The rest of those guys are feeling incredible. And Devontae Adams is a fantastic receiver.
I'm telling you.
Only 2 can advance.
I would have put Devontae.
That's too hard.
All right, let's go to Group 3. Here's Group 3, another group of death. This is unbelievable. The wide receiver position is so good.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, A.J. Green, Juju, Jarvis Landry. You pick your 2. I'll take all of them.
I can't pick neither.
You can't take all of them. All right. You told me, you said the table to pick my 2. I'm picking Mike Evans. All Mike Evans does every single year is 1,000 yards. Doesn't matter who his quarterback is. If his quarterback is suspended, if he's there, and that doesn't matter. He's done it with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's done it with Josh McCown. He's only 25 years old and has 5,000-yard seasons. If he was in Dallas right now, he'd be on the side of a skyscraper. He's in Tampa. His coach changes. His coordinator changes every year. Here he is on the road against New Orleans, torching the Defensive Rookie of the Year from Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's all Mike Evans does. Now, as far as the other 3,
he got in.
Juju, I think, is a TBD. Let's see what Juju we get this year. AJ, spectacular, every year annually underrated. And then Jarvis, I want to see what he comes out with this year, too. If you were asking me right now, I would take AJ Green and Mike Evans. Those are my 2, but I don't vote.
I like that. That's a good one, man.
You like Mike Evans?
I love Mike Evans.
You're new here. I give him Mike Evans spiel to these guys every single day.
He's a dog, bro. Like,
right?
Just throw the ball up. He's going to go.
I'm saying he's a dog. Mike said he's a dog.
AJ versus Juju thing is too interesting.
That's really good because we're talking 2019.
Yes.
And AJ's 2018 was spent injured. Juju led the team in receiving yards and catches.
Juju's
with
best
AB
supporting
on the
actor.
other side.
I know.
With AB on the other side. I want to see him be the
He's a leading man now, baby.
He's the leading man. All right, finally, top 16, our final group. This is
Here they are.
We've got a Hall of Famer, maybe a potential other Hall of Famer.
Hey, get up out of Get out the club.
Give me two here.
Are you kidding me?
Odell, Antonio, Larry, or Amari. Only two advance. Good luck, viewers.
I mean, you can say Odell and Antonio just because they've been the most recent guys in the news, but how can you leave Larry Fitzgerald out?
Can we refresh on the criteria at this juncture? Is right now, it's not the past, and is it who do we think will have the best numbers? Who's just the best?
The best right now. Because
numbers depend on scheme, offense, if you're a running team.
Antonio comes to mind there. I don't know what he's going to put up.
I'll say this. You know, I've been a big Kingsbury Kyler guy. In Cliff Kingsbury offense, if Larry Fitzgerald's the number one receiver, he's going to get numbers.
Yeah,
he will.
Better numbers than Odell and Antonio?
He very well might.
And he always puts up numbers despite who his quarterback is. So Larry deserves the respect there. But with the way this voting works, Schrags, you know Amari's going to make it out of this group.
Cowboys fans, they let their voice heard.
It's up to Twitter fans to keep Amari out. So everybody has to come to play for their popularity rules here. It's fan bases voting.
Antonio Brown or OBJ will be left out? Which one? One of them will be if you're saying
Browns
Amari.
fans will vote.
Based on what he
I'm
did
guessing
last
right
year.
now, Amari Odell making it out of this group.
And I think they'd be right. I think Amari absolutely should advance based on what he put on the field last time we saw him. Yeah. Give me Amari, and we can wrestle about the three. The fact is,
would you take Amari over Antonio Brown or Odell Beckham right now?
In what context, Mike?
Right now for a team you're building.
Amari's going to be very expensive.
See, they all going to be expensive.
Antonio's the most expensive.
Now we're doing DBs because I'm in the back pedal. I'm in the back pedal right here with my Achilles. Yeah. I don't know if I can say they're better than Odell, all that. But listen, Larry Fitz is fascinating. If you wipe out everything he's done, which we're supposed to do in a vacuum, I don't know if Larry's advancing past those guys. Peter, what do you think?
No, it's fair. I think it's not going to be Amari, even though the Cowboys fans vote. I don't think it's going to be Larry. I don't think the Cardinals fans are going to. I think it's going to be Odell and Antonio, and I have no idea what to expect from either of them.
Is that based on fame, do you think? Is that name value?
No, I think Antonio Brown. Yeah, I think Antonio Brown, 6 straight years, 1,000 yards.
He's amazing.
Unbelievable player, and I think Gruden's going to make sure that investment works out. Gruden made the biggest trade of the offseason, and I think it was a bigger trade than what Odell's trade was, because this one, they actually paid him the crazy money on top of it. Gruden is going to be hell-bent on making sure this works. So I think Antonio will get the numbers and will be successful.
Yeah, but I mean, and this is where we go back, real football versus fantasy football. I just don't think it's going to result in many wins.
It's fair.
Being honest with you, man.
Who has more wins, Oakland or Cleveland?
Well,
Cleveland's winning.
I got friends in Oakland. I got a lot of friends in Oakland. But I would have to say the Cleveland Browns. I think Freddie Kitchens has the right personality to engage all of those personalities on that offense.
So 2 out of every group, and we're going 16-4 by when?
Tomorrow we go to 8.
Oh, to 8.
Wednesday we go to 4.
Got it.
Thursday we go to 2, and the polls, Kay, are wide open.
Go votes! Rock the vote!
Rock the vote.
John Kerry!
Like Diddy once said.
You have to vote, or you cannot complain tomorrow, and we reveal the 8 best receivers according to you voters at gmfb. Saquon Barkley, comments on his quarterback, not the one you might think, the one that they drafted.
I think Eli called him and said,
overall.
bro, I threw some good passes too.
No.